Hello and welcome along to the ProjectCars2 Virtual Racing League, where today we are continuing with the Xbox platform in the Touring Car Championship. It's round 7 today at Zolder. 7 rounds gone, only 3 to go after today, so we're getting to the business end now of this very competitive and pretty open championship, although don't say that to Subrosa because he's got a very nice lead indeed, as we'll see in a second now when we look at the standings. But yeah, he's got a nice lead over BDCC Dan and Roger the Dodger there, who are battling away in second and third. Roger's very much been on form recently, he's catching Dan slightly, so it'll be interesting to see what happens today at Zolder. D-Man, Alex, CDL and Chris Doherty are 4th, 5th and 6th in the standings at the moment. So Alex CDL, though, I don't think he's racing at this event, so he could drop down the order a little bit, so the 2 Irish guys could gain some ground. Then we got some BMW drivers just after that. The Scotsman Luke McGee in 9th at the moment, and looking at the manufacturers' driver standings at the moment, so it's Subrosa, BDC Dan, Joe Brown leading the way for Renault there. D-Man, Alex CDL and Chris Doherty in the Astras. Scuderia Sam and Stu having a fantastic battle there with Free Gazelle also in the BMW. And then in Mercedes it's Roger the Dodger, who's very much been the lead Mercedes driver with, well, no one else really picking the Mercedes, but he's certainly been very competitive in that car, so it goes to show that all the manufacturers are pretty competitive in this championship, depending on the track we go to. And indeed, actually 3 out of 4 manufacturers have won a race so far, so only BMW hasn't won one yet. And this track has got some straights in this one, so maybe BMW could do quite well. But anyway, they're on the grid, we'll have to wait and see. And waiting for the lights to go out now. It's go here, I think, at Zolder, and it's a great start from Chris Doherty alongside Subrosa, who's managed to get pole position in qualifying. Roger the Dodger slots in behind him, but look, now comes the Mercedes of Roger the Dodger, and Free Gazelle right behind them too. He's had an absolute cracker of a start there in race 1. And Roger the Dodge trying to attack Chris now, who's still leading. Subrosa's falling back down the order a little bit, so it looks like Swayzer's now in front of him too, up into 4th. Luke McGee's in 6th with Scuderia Sam, D-Man, and then Wolf and Rhino battling their way behind. Stuart Davis and BDC Sedan rounding up the order. 12 runners here today, and Roger the Dodger is already applying pressure now on Chris Doherty. Oh, he's nearly lost it, Roger, but he's just managed to hold on to it, and that's someone going very wide there. I think now Swayzer, oh, and he's bumped into Subrosa, I think Swayzer has. We'll have to wait and see, and cameraman pans away, oh, bang into the wall. That's, who's that, Swayzer possibly, I think that might be Swayzer. And now down into the chicane, and massive crash. That's D-Man, I think, on his side there, by the looks of it, and that's Rhino, I think Rhino'd D-Man by the looks of it there. And now Scuderia Sam battling away with Luke McGee there, so the Welshman versus the Scotsman as they're closing in on Free Gazelle, who is up into 3rd there. He's had a great start as Free Gazelle as they round now the second half of the lap here. It's quite a long lap here at Zolder, about 1 minute 40 odd lap I think it is from qualifying. And crash! That's Scuderia Sam, who's a little bit too optimistic there on Free Gazelle. And now that's Luke McGee there getting batted out of the way slightly by some cars behind. I think that was Swayzer coming through and Big Bad Wolf. So Big Bad Wolf has a great opening lap here. He's up to 5th now. And BDC and Luke McGee's down to 6th now. BDC Sedan closing in behind. He's making a move. BDC Sedan in the green machine and 2nd in the championship at the moment. He didn't quite get there that time, but I think he's got a great run now at the chicane here now. And that's Scuderia Sam pitting on lap 1, so you'll get a penalty for that. You're not meant to pit on the opening lap. And joining me in the commentary box is Ian. What a great lap that was, opening lap, Ian.
Yeah, what a fantastic start. Don't know where to look at the moment. It's action everywhere.
Absolutely.
Dara very unfortunate to get flipped over there in that corner, and so he's recovering in the background here. But it's it's a big battle here as we look at McGee, the Wolf, and BTC Dan all. But at the front we got Roger and Chris getting away here, so they've made a clean break. So good time gap for them already. But it's all kicking off at this the opening round.
It certainly is the first of 2 15-minute races as ever, of course, here at Zolder, and the drivers have to pit in one of them, so we'll have to see who pits in which race. Very tactical, and it's proven to really mix up the grid. And look at that little bit of contact there between the 2 leaders. That's Roger there, just out braking himself slightly and hitting the back of Chris. Thankfully we've got damage turned off, so they both continue on their way. Chris still leading down the inside. BTC's down very forceful there on Swayzer. Swayzer's not giving up though, he's still fighting back, but BTC's down at the racing line and just forces his way through there.
Yeah, it sure does. It's still very tight, this battle here, as we see Big Bad Wolf just looking down inside, but maybe not opportunity. There's got Lupi and Subrosa coming in here, but still very tight between them, as you see up front. A bit of bit of barging there, but they still seem to be going in the right direction. Just as I see Sabrosa come down the inside loopy here, this could be the move here. Loopy's coming in a bit, but bit complicated at the front here, but they all seem to survive that corner. But it's still very tight here in this sort of midfield battle.
It looked like it was getting pretty cosy then, didn't it, with into that last chicane there. I don't know how they all avoided each other. Swires are still on the inside here, all battling away with Big Bad Wolf. This is unfamiliar territory for Sabrosa down here in 7th. But look at this, now he's got 3 of them. Oh, and that's Luke McGee off into the wall. He spears off to the left there, and to the right as you look at it. And Swires are still in 3rd somehow. And Sabrosa's now battling away. He's up to 3rd by the looks of it, just on the inside of Swires, who gets pushed slightly wide there. This could be a chance for Big Bad Wolf to get through, but Sabrosa there saw that coming, and he just nabbed 3 places in one corner. And Luke McGee was the guy who came out of that worse.
Yeah, certainly did. They're just really unfortunate as they kind of clipped coming through that corner and punted him off. But he's still in 8th place, but got a lot of recovering to do from there. As you see them all going through here. It's still very tight battle, but it's a switch stir around some of the cars here involved. But this is as looking back here. It's quite a bit of a train forming here.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff, this midfield battles. And look, Stuart Davis is on the move in that orange BMW now. He's just passed Big Bad Wolf's Astra by the looks of it for 6th position, I believe. And Stuart Davis there, I don't know what he was doing, saying hello to the tyre barrier or something, decided to scratch his nice orange paintwork. And you can see in the wing mirror there, Big Bad Wolf lurking, waiting to pounce on any mistake that Stuart Davis does. These two are very evenly paced, it has to be said, throughout this championship. They do find each other on the same bit of tarmac, but Swaz is a little bit of an unknown quantity. He's running quite high here, isn't he, Swaz? Oh, he's in the pits now, just as I say that.
Yeah, he's been running quite high there, but now he takes a pit stop, so we'll see how that affects things. But still very tight battle here in the sort of second group. So as we look back at Free Gazelle, just coming through the back here, got a bit of clean air with maybe people around him pitting. So see how he can make up time here. But it's interesting to see Scuderia Sam and BTC Sedan back. Sam's obviously had his early pit, so see how if he can make up time from that. But looking at the front, still Roger and Chris with a good gap from the rest of them.
Yeah, it looks like Roger has finally made a move on Chris and pulled away slightly, so he's got some great pace. I said in the beginning he's been the form man recently, and it looks like here as well he's going really nicely. He's up there in 1st and he's controlling things at the moment. Sabrosa, one of the championship rivals there in 3rd. He'll be probably pitting, you'd have to say, judging on past experience here. He does seem to like pitting in race 1, depending if he can get the gap or not. It's a pretty tactical thing though, isn't it? BTC Sedan obviously pitted earlier in this race. He's now looking to get past Scuderia Sam. I think he's got the pace on him here. Yeah,
definitely. Sabrosa does like his early tactical pit in the first race, so we'll see how if he has that. See if he has the gap suitable for him here. But here we have BTC Sedan having a wee look now at Sam here, but just far enough back that there's not a move on. But certainly got a bit of pace here as the two of them are at the back trying to make up a bit of time.
It's a circuit we don't often talk about, Zolder, but it's actually a fantastic circuit, isn't it? Lots of little overtaking places, little technicalities to work on, gradients and camber changes, chicanes thrown in the mix too. It's a really good little track this, and provides some great racing action as we're seeing here.
Yeah, it sure does. An excellent little track. There's some great overtaking opportunities, some great places where you've got to kind of carry speed. At the beginning of the track, you've got that kind of opening section where you're trying to just carry the speed nicely, and then you've got the kind of heavy braking into the two sort of chicane areas where you've got some good taking opportunities as we go, and then that kind of final section again. So yeah, it's some great racing and great overtaking opportunities. As we see one of these here with BTC Sedan looking to carry a bit of speed in to Scuderia Sam, but seems to be holding at the moment as we now look at Stuart Davis in 5th. Oh, he's had a wee off here and just overcooked it there, but he's got his reset and he's got going again. But that's the kind of tricky little technical sections that can catch you out here.
Yeah, the bump in that corner is absolutely horrendous if you hit it just at the wrong angle, and Stuart Davis was just caught out there. I'm surprised we haven't seen more of it, to be honest, in this race so far, because it is extremely tricky, that corner. You either attack it full beams and you get it just right and you get an absolutely fantastic slingshot up the hill that's just after it, or you do what Stuart just did and go in and say hello to the spectators on the side of the track there. And that's definitely not what Stuart Davis would be wanting, because he's in a good battle himself at the moment with Luke McGee, who's up there in 6th just ahead of him. I think he might have actually lost a position to McGee due to that little off there, and he's also in a battle with Scuderia Sam too in the championship, so that's not what you wanted there. You can't afford to lose points like that.
No, definitely not. It's just seemed to have given Loopy and Big Bad Wolf a bit of a break on him. As he looks back here, it's a bit of a battle developing between Big Bad Wolf and Loopy as well as they're coming through a back marker. But yeah, interesting battle developing here, and yeah, just a bit of an unfortunate one for Stuart as he's lost a bit of ground there. But yeah, good battle forming here as they're looking to as the two Astras are doing battle.
Yeah, they're very snappy, the Astras, aren't they? But they seem to be going all right here, though. You've got Chris up with the Astra up there in 2nd at the moment, and D-Man as well up there in 4th. So we've got two BMWs battling on track here, though, going through turn 2. That is at the moment. It's Free Gazelle and Scuderia Sam who find each other on the same bit of track as earlier, and of course earlier did not end well, did it? And Scuderia Sam looking down the inside there, but Free Gazelle has no intentions at all of letting him pass, especially after earlier. I think if he's saying some choice words under that crash helmet in that car. And BTC Sedan's taking advantage of both of them now. On the inside, it looks like he's going to get past the two BMWs here. On the inside, we're going into chicane 3 abreast. Oh, it's getting very tight. And who's going to come out of it? Okay, BTC Sedan backs off. And Scuderia Sam's forced over that big bump then. You can see how much time he's lost now going up the hill. That's exactly what would have happened to Stuart if he'd gone through that corner facing the right way. And BTC Sedan now is past the red machine, and he's got Free Gazelle to contend with.
Yeah, it certainly does. It's a good tight battle here. As Dan's coming around the outside, it's just a bit too much speed there, and just he's gone wide, so that'll give Sam the opportunity to come back. But Free Gazelle's certainly making it difficult for them both as well. So good wee battle here as we see Sam's trying to get back up back alongside Dan. They've Stan down the inside there, so that's Stan made the pass, and Sam will be looking to do the same to try and keep pace. But yeah, excellent wee battle here.
Yeah, really good. And look at the straight now. Here come the BMW power. Dan's getting absolutely swamped almost on the straight. If that was a bit longer, he would have been very in trouble. But thankfully, the chicane comes just in the nick of time, and he gets through it. And I think now he'll be on his way because he's got superior pace. But in all of that, Scuderia Sam just nipped past Free Gazelle there. Free Gazelle is he'll be very determined to get back past that car of Scuderia Sam there after what happened earlier. And Scuderia Sam surely will be getting a penalty for that one.
Yeah, you think so for the contact, and then he's also got his pit discrepancy, so it could be a tough race for Sam, depending on how things go. But still good battle with him. Is looking at McGee and Big Bad Wolf still involved. We've got Stuart Davis not too far away either, but here's McGee down not close enough for a move, but certainly keeping pace with the Astra. Two quite evenly paced drivers, and both in the same car, of course, so I'll keep things tight. But interesting wee battle here is looking at McGee down on the run to the sort of final section here.
Yeah, another couple of laps left. Oh, and that was Big Bad Wolf going wide. Unfortunately, we cut away to look at Sabrosa in the pits, and Chris Doherty, who's also in the pits by the looks of it. So Sabrosa's really caught on the back of Chris here by the looks of it before they came into the pits. And I don't know what's going on, but it looks like McGee has got just ahead of Big Bad Wolf there. It was a fantastic battle we were watching, and this is rising on board. This is Big Bad Wolf running wide. I think this is what we were about to see by the looks of it. And McGee there just nipping past. So fantastic opportunistic manoeuvre there by the Scotsman on the Welshman, and now I think this battle is going to set to run there in the last couple of laps here, going through the last chicane here now.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be. It could go down the wire between those two. Both very evenly matched at the moment. Big Bad Wolf just making a wee mistake there, going a bit wide, and giving McGee the opportunity. But they've been following each other out. McGee's been close to Big Bad Wolf the last few laps, but not had the opportunity in that. Just the wee mistakes has given them the opportunity, so it just depends if he can hold it. But Big Bad Wolf will be looking to come back at him if he gets the chance.
As we get a very nice shot of the tarmac there on turn 1 from the cameraman. These Belgian cameramen are not sure what they're doing, but anyway. Oh, the Subrosa off in the gravel in turn 1, coming out at the pits. I think he was pushing a little bit too hard there to stay with Chris Doherty, and he's just overcooked it slightly, and he's off, and he's down in 7th now, and he's got his championship nemesis, BDCC Dan, bearing down on him now, just behind there. We have to wait and see if that battle comes to anything. But look at this now, this is Big Bad Wolf hunting down his prey. It's Luke McGee holding him off still. Really good battle down the inside, very hard braking here into the chicane. They just about avoid a collision. It's Stuart Davis in the BMW now, who wants to join the party here. So far it's an exclusive Astra party, but maybe we'll have a BMW joining it too. And actually we predicted the BMWs might be a little bit stronger at this track than what it's turned out to be, but it is a quite tricky car to drive. It hasn't won any races yet either, so but this Zolder circuit with its long straights and sharp little corners, I would have thought the BMW would be a bit stronger here.
Yeah, definitely. I think Stuart Davis just unfortunate with one of the chicanes when he went off there. Otherwise, he'd probably be ahead of this group. But he's definitely showing good pace behind them, closing them down again. But as you see, we saw a bit of bouncing through the corner from McGee there. Just shows you how bouncy the cars can be and how tricky it is at those chicanes. So. He'll be looking to just tilt his tail out a bit there, and Big Bad Wolf's getting to close on him a bit, but still not enough to get a run on him as he'll be looking to do here. But yeah, still very lively at that wee battle there, as you see. Scuderia Sam and Free Gazelle doing battle again after their incident at the beginning of the race.
Yeah, round 3, it looks like Scuderia Sam somehow was being passed again by Free Gazelle. I don't know if it was a mistake or an overtake by Free Gazelle there, but down the inside he goes now. He's left the door wide open as Free Gazelle. Very careful not to crash into each other. Oh, and they collide again. Incredible. Those two cars must have a magnet on them or something, but it's Free Gazelle who once again comes off worse. And I think he got a bit of oversteer and taps Sam's car, and round it went. Yeah, a bit of unfortunate there from Free Gazelle.
Very, very unfortunate, especially with entangling with Sam again. So that wouldn't just unfortunate. Both in BMWs and just seem to have the magnets on. Yeah, just seem to have the magnets on there as they were coming by. But here's Roger at the front getting. I think that's. Looks like celebrating his victory here as we see McGee and Big Bad both coming in for the final podium positions. It's looks like McGee's going to hold on to second place here as we see Big Bad both getting a good third place as well. So that was would be a pretty good result for both of them. They'll be pleased with that. And Stuart Davis is coming home behind them in fourth place. So
and look at this battle here. This is Chris Doherty just holding off Subrosa still. Subrosa's been on an absolute mission since he ran wide there out of the pits. And who's going to get to the line first? And it looks like Chris Doherty's just got the momentum he needs to come home in fifth place, just ahead of Subrosa. Look at that for a finish. That was good, wasn't it? And it's BDCC Dan next, just ahead of, there's D-Man in the back going a little bit wide. BDCC Dan 7th, and then D-Man 8th, and then Scuderia Sam, who will have a whole mountain of penalties quite possibly after this one, and in 9th, but provisionally 9th. It'll probably be a bit further down than that, and Free Gazelle will be 10th, but possibly a position higher. And then Swazzer and Rhino rounding up the order.
Yeah, a bit of a chaotic finish for the two BMWs there, but see how this pans out. But great first race, and lots more excitement to follow, I'm sure.
Indeed, because there is another race now coming shortly after for the drivers with a random starting grid, and it's very much luck, isn't it, where you start on the random grid. Hopefully it evens out over the course of the season. Confirmation of the result though, Roger the Dodger didn't take his pit stop in race 1, and he comes away with a first position. He's had quite a few firsts recently actually in the league, hasn't he? So he's going along very nicely in his mission to try and catch Subrosa, who had a little bit of a shocker by his high standards, finishing down there in 6th.
Yeah, sure did, but Roger's shown some good pace recently, as you can see. A bit of the carnage that went through here. Here's McGee early instant. It's
Subrosa getting past 3 cars. That was.
Looks like does. Good move from Sprouse. Here's McGee and Big Bad Wolf in their epic almost race-long battle here. So yeah, it's been good between those two, but yeah, it's a fairly frantic start.
Yeah, this battle was fantastic. It just ran and really good driving by the pair of them actually. On board now with Roger. Yes, this is how Roger got past Chris Dawsey. Chris Dawsey just outbraked himself. It's plain and simple as that, and then gave up the lead that way. They're pushing so hard. But anyway, race 2 now coming up. So on the starting grid, waiting for the lights to go out, and off they go now. And let's see how the BMWs get on, because they're very fast starting. There comes Scuderia Sam now, one of the Irishmen, I think. And coming into turn 1, it's looks like Swaz is leading from pole position, and Stuart Davis in the BMW there. The orange BMW is looking for the lead. Oh, and there's been contact, big contact behind. That's Chris Doherty, and that's Subrosa as well. They're down in 10th and 11th, just ahead of Rhino, who's not had a good start at all by the looks of it. And it's got 3 BMWs here in the top 4. Fantastic. And Stuart Davis is second, just behind Swaz. He's looking for the overtake now, though, as they go into turn 3, I think it is. And he's going down the inside. Swazza turns in now, and they make slight contact. And that's Scuderia Sam through on the inside now. That's Free Gazelle also for looking for action too. And Big Bad Wolf in the yellow and blue Astra there on the inside. And this has allowed Scuderia Sam and Stuart Davis looking down the inside. Oh, big contact. Contact between multiple cars here. Bang! There's a huge collision. There's BDCC down, upside down. That's Free Gazelle round. There's Stuart Davis. Who else is involved? D-Man quite possibly. Subrosa might have been involved. Free Gazelle was certainly involved. And oh my god, I don't know what happened there. We'll have to hopefully see a replay later on. Oh, look, the carnage is continuing on now. What on earth is going on into the chicane? There's cars absolutely hitting each other, doing rallycross, cutting the lawn, and they're all squabbling for position like their lives depended on it. There's Roger the Dodger, race 1 winner now. He's up to second, so it's worked out well for him. McGee as well into third, and 2 Irishmen. Oh, and there's this Big Bad Wolf getting completely taken out by Swazza by the looks of it in the Mercedes. Swazza's facing the wrong way. Big Bad Wolf is facing the right way for once now. And then, and he's face planted the concrete wall for good measure now, Swazza, and he's put it in reverse and he's getting going again now. BDC Sedan is promoted to 10th through all of that. So Subrosa's got a lot of work to do, but actually, through all of that, somehow he's ended up back in 6th. So it's worked out quite nicely for him in the end, and they're all trying to chase each other's slipstream now as they head over the line to complete lap 1, and it's Subrosa going down the inside of Chris Doherty. So their battle from race 1 resumes, and it looks like Subrosa's going to have the high ground here down the inside, unless Chris can brave it around the outside. They leave each other room by the looks of it, and Chris is still there somewhere, I think, on the inside, is he? Subrosa's looking across. There's Chris there diving down the inside. Oh, he just about hangs on to it, but he's lost momentum, and there's Subrosa coming back on the inside now. This part of the circuit's very good for the switchback there, and just up ahead you can see McGee and D-Man battling away there. D-Man, the Irishman, down the inside with the Scotsman. Oh, and the tangle. Subrosa's hit. We cut away, but Subrosa hits Luke and McGee there by the looks of it. BTCC down rising on board with now. I think McGee might have come out with that words. And sorry, Ian, it's been so busy. I haven't even brought you in yet. What do you make of all of that? That's incredible, wasn't it?
It's been like a 10-pin bowling match to start off with. There's cars off everywhere. That opening. It was pretty bad in the first race, but that certainly tops it here with all manner of cars going off and those opening chicanes there, and then Subrosa just knocking Loopy wide for good measure as they start the next lap. So yeah, all going off again here, but it's frantic action again.
Yeah, it was quite incredible, that opening lap. I don't know how many cars were involved. We'll have to have a little look in slow motion because it happened so quickly. It was very hard to analyse it, but the result of it is quite a jumbled up field now, so we're looking forward to some good action. Some cars have to pit. You can see Big Bad Wolf is one of those. He's just peeled into the pits there. He's falling down the order now a little bit as he makes his pit stop. So I think Lupin McGee, where's he? Ninth. He's had an issue though, Lupin McGee. I don't know if he's made his pit stop yet, but we saw him get barged slightly, didn't we, by Subrosa and Chris, who were battling away. He just got caught out by those two. Not his fault, and I think he had a big incident, but hopefully we'll see it later.
Yeah, it looks like he got knocked wide there, and then on that corner you've got the sort of wide sandy runoff area, so he's just got bogged down there, and then found it tricky to get going. But as we look at the front here, Scuderia Sam's got a bit of a breakaway with a 3-second lead over Roger, who'll need to pit. So it's good building up. Free Gazelle getting a bit leery here, and there's McGee just getting past them there, but
nearly got taken out again.
Nearly, but they both managed to keep going this time. But yeah, it's McGee recovering from a pretty troublesome start, as we see Sabrosa now closing in on Roger here. It's all going off again.
Yeah, it's great this, but the danger is, of course, when there is so much action in lap 1, if they all get taken out and all crash into each other, you can sometimes end up with quite a spread out field, so hopefully that doesn't happen. But by the looks of it, we've got a car which shouldn't really be in first position, a BMW. BMW's had a great start actually, didn't they, off the line? They were very fortunate in the random starting grid order, and then they just absolutely all launched off the line, as we've seen the BMW do. And they all were up there in the start, but then got taken out one by one by the looks of it, all together even. But anyway, yeah, so we've got a car which shouldn't really be in first position in first, with very fast cars behind, so that should hopefully give us a good battle for the lead.
Yeah, certainly will do, to see all cars a bit out of position with a kind of combination of the frantic race and also the so many pitting in the first race. It's kind of all or nothing for this one. So it's easy to pit in the first race when you've maybe had a bad start, but it's all on the line now here. So it was, see a little wee mistake there from the leader. So it's so easy to just lose it here, but he's managed to keep going, and he's still got a good gap to the cars in front. You see a bit of an incident here between one of the Mercedes and Stuart Davis. So that was a bit of a hairy moment for Stuart.
Yeah, it looks like that Mercedes driver is not happy with Stuart's orange BMW being ahead there. There's a bit of a, in terms of manufacturers, German rivalry going on here between the two of them. Well, that's Big Bad Wolf off in the foreground. He's run a little bit wide, very easy to do that. If you have too much understeer, take a little bit too much speed. And he's down in, where is Wolf actually? Oh, he's 11th, isn't he? Yeah, so he's made his stop, so hopefully he'll be hoping some cars need to pit just up ahead of him. Rising on board with Roger now. He's closing in on the leader of Scuderia Sam there. Oh, he goes into the pits. I was wondering what was going on then. I thought he outbraked himself massively, but no, he's just going into the pit lane, and he manages to slow it down in time for the speed limit. And there's the Rosa flashing his lights. He wants that back marker out of the way so he can focus on his prey just up ahead now. And well, this is going to be... We're only just halfway through this race, and we've got a lot of laps left, and this is going to be hard now for Scuderia Sam to keep Sabrosa behind in that very quick car. We've seen how much pace Sabrosa has.
Yeah, certainly Roger leaving, going for it big time there with that pit, not wanting to lose a millisecond there as he came in full speed and just managed to break it, stop in time. But yeah, we've seen Sabrosa now who's got Sam in his sights, but Sam's shown it should be a good track for the BMW, and this could be the BMW pace we were talking about earlier. So see how this battle develops. But yeah, Sam will be wanting to go in and get that victory for BMW. But he's got a good fight here with Sabrosa as things stand.
Yeah, it could be just one shot for the BMW to get a win here. It's the best chance it's had all season. We've seen a few podiums from Stuart Davis as well, and a couple for Scuderia Sam as well, but this could be a really good shot here, and definitely the pressure will be on there to try and keep that Renault behind. But you can see how hard Sabrosa was pushing. He nearly lost it into the chicane, didn't he? He had a little bit of a wiggle going on as we look now at Chris Doherty, who's pushing hard. He wants to catch up to his Irish friend D-Man there just up ahead, riding on board with Big Bad Wolf now. It looks like he's having a great battle here with Swaza for 9th and 10th position.
He sure did. Yeah, this is just saying this could be the best opportunity in BMW, but it's long way to go, and they're going to have to fight for it. As you see, Big Bad Wolf closing in on Swaza. It's just got a bit tasty in the first race, so we'll see how this battle goes now. But yeah, Big Bad Wolf just he's closing in here, but it's got inside. So he's closing up here, but Swaza's still got the position, and he's got the car in the right place at the moment. So see how this goes.
Yeah, you can see Swazi, he knows how to place his car to make it very awkward. He's squirming about though a little bit, but Big Bad Wolf goes for it down the inside, really hard on the braking. He leaves room on the outside in case he fights back, but he doesn't. He backs out of it to Swaza, and then Big Bad Wolf takes that position away by the looks of it. The Mercedes driver that was coming back down the straight, I think it's got a little bit more top end than the Astra. He's diving down the inside, and Big Bad Wolf lets him go because he knew there was no way he'll stop in that car in a month of Sundays, as they say. And looks like he's just ahead again, but he's lost all that momentum. and Big Bad Wolf takes that position away. This is a great little scrap going on, isn't it? And still though, the Mercedes driver still coming back into turn 1. He's throwing it down the inside for all it's worth, and he leaves enough racing room on the outside, and Big Bad Wolf says thank you very much, I will take that position away now, and hopefully for his sake he'll clear off into the distance in 8th position there. He's got a little bit of a gap ahead to Stuart Davis if he wants to try and catch that BMW driver though. We'll have to wait and see how it unfolds. But BTC Sedan at the moment in 5th, going along very nicely indeed. He's only a couple of seconds behind Chris Doherty. He's pushing very hard because he needs those championship points, doesn't he? If he wants to stay in the battle with Roger and Subrosa.
Yeah, it certainly does. It was great move from Richard initially, and then Swaza kind of retaliated through there, but got a bit overcommitted, and it's just allowed Big Bad Wolf just to get a bit of a break on here, as we see Loopy now closing in on Swazer. He'll be keen to get back up with Big Bad Wolf after the battle in the first race. So. See how it goes here, but Swazer won't be wanting to lose another place to the Astra, so it'll be could be pretty tough here. As we see, taking as Loopy's just diving down the inside here. He's overcooked it a bit. That was unfortunate there. Just a bit too much there, and Swazer gets the place back, but he's pushing as hard as he can, but we'll need to come again and see how this is. We look at Subrosa's closed right up with our leader here, Skidger Sam, so this will be a very tense battle towards the end of the race.
You'll be hoping that BMW power comes in handy here, I think, to keep ahead of that very fast Renault driver of Subrosa, championship leader, of course. And seeing as he is the championship leader, he's got a little bit more to lose. If he does go for a big lunge, is he going to be holding anything back here? It's a race victory on the line, but it is against someone who's completely not in the championship hunt at all, and will probably do anything and everything to try and keep that BMW in front.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tough one for Subrosa here, because obviously he's got a good championship lead, and second still good place, and Skidger Sam, who's a race winner in other series, looking to get a win here. When he's not always been at the sharp end of the grid, but he's got his opportunity here, and he'll be wanting to make the most of it. So if you're Subrosa, you've just got to kind of tread carefully, and maybe obviously get the opportunity if it comes his way, but it's not a disaster for him to finish second either. So be a good battle here to close out the race.
Yeah, exactly, and especially with Roger and BTC Sedan further down the field, he'd still be making points advantage to those drivers in the championship, his two nearest rivals. But if he does get a chance, he's trying to distract the BMW driver going into the tight chicane now, and just about hangs on to it, and so Skidder Sam just about gets through there as well. It's a very tricky place, that is, and to get through, as we've seen already from a few errors from drivers. But if he sees an opening, he's going to go for it now in Subrosa. And this is a bit of a throwback to the GT3 Championship when these two were battling each other in the Ferrari and the Porsche, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So they'll know each other as well in that sense. But it's the first time they've got kind of had wheel-to-wheel combat with in the touring car setting. But they'll know some of each other's tricks, and just how Subrosa with his lights, trademark lights on, as he's trying to get down inside of Sam. But Sam's doing well to hold on here, and he'll be making it as difficult as possible for Subrosa to get by.
This could be the last lap, coming up to the last chicane here, going through it now, and Skidder Sam's still ahead by the looks of it, and Subrosa's all over the back like a bad rash, and coming across the line now. I think this is the end of the race. Yes, it is. So just about there, Skidder Sam hangs on to the win, and BMW finally get a win in this league, and Subrosa picks up some fantastic points for his championship as well. Good little scrap there for the lead. BTC's down there celebrating in 5th. Just behind, as only BTC Sedan knows how to celebrate. Just behind Chris Doherty and D-Man as well.
Yep, Roger coming in 6th place. That's good result considering he had to pit. But at the front there, Skidger Sam finally getting the win for BMW, so he'll be delighted with that. And Subrosa coming in second will be good for his championship, as we see one of the other BMW, Stuart Davis, just getting home in 7th position. But yeah, great to see BMW joining the winners enclosure here. at Zolder, and as we see Big Bad Wolf coming home, and McGee looks like he's got the better of Swazer as well, just coming home in ninth. So yeah, another frantic race, but we've finally had a BMW win, as you see the two Mercedes coming home together. So yeah, great to see BMW getting the win, and Scuderi Sam getting a win in the series too. So he'll be delighted with that, just to finally get the win in the series.
Yeah, absolutely, and also for points in the championship battle with Luke McGee and Stuart Davis. And talking of Luke McGee, as we look at some of the replays from the start, this is on board with Scuderi Sam by the looks of it, so you can see that power of the BMW. Yeah, talk us through this, Ian.
Yeah, it's just kind of first lap sort of battle as we come seeing Friegzell and Stuart Davis just a bit tight there, but yeah, it's a frantic sort of first lap sort of incident here. As you see, it was a nasty start there. Just looked like he didn't get moving and just clipped there. So.
This is all the carnage that happened here. So it looked like multiple cars had different incidents all by themselves, and just it was a complete like shrapnel flying everywhere and taking everybody out. I mean, yeah, it looked like loads of cars involved in that, in different sorts of incidents coming together. But yeah, this is the chaos that carried on going on just after that through the chicane. And this is the two leaders battling away there for through the last corner. Scuderi Sam knowing that switchback was coming from Sarosa by the looks of it, and managing to park the car on the apex and covering that one quite nicely. And this is on board with the race leader, just a bit hung on to it. That's when Roger the Dodger closed right up just before he made his pit stop, and that's Stuart Davis getting put in the wall there by one of the back markers. I think that was the Mercedes of Swazer possibly, or Rhino. It's Luke McGee in the air just after being contacted earlier too. That was a big one, actually, bigger than we first realised.
Yeah, it certainly was. It was quite an incident there. Certainly knocked him back in the race, but did well to recover to get a reasonable result. But as we look at standings here, it's Sabrosa still. Rogers kind of still got a phenomenal lead, but Rogers kind of in touch there maybe, and DC down, so it's tight for the second and third. But Sabrosa got, as you also look at the manufacturers. Sabrosa's got in the Renault categories away, but tight in BMW and Opel still.
Yeah, really tight battles going on. The two Irish lads as well in 4th and 5th having a good battle, and Alex CDL not present today, so he's fallen back a little bit, but it goes to show how fast he's been. He's still got a hell of a lot of points, so hopefully he'll be back for the next round at Donington, round 8 that will be. And the Teams Championship now, Scuderia Chris who take the lead in that, Scuderia Sam and Chris Doherty that is of course, and Big Bad BTC not far behind there, just a few points behind. Alex and Stuart Davis falling foul of Alex not turning up for this race, so Stuart Davis will be hoping that his friend turns up for the next one. And there's 3 rounds left to go, and anything can still happen in this championship, like we've seen in these races today. So from Ian and myself, goodbye, and hope to see you next time.